Anyway, the thing you must be careful about is when we talk about the respiratory tree, think of the trachea as like the trunk of the tree, and then its main branches are the primary bronchi. There's going to be one for each lung. And then the next set of branches off of those are the secondary bronchi, and there's going to be one per lobe of the lung. So if the right lung has 3 lobes, 3 secondary bronchi on that side.
Is the hilum where they insert into the lung?
The hilum is always just the concave medial part of the lung. The kidney has a hilum too. It's the concave medial part of the kidney.
Okay.
But anyway, so it goes trachea, primary bronchi, 1 per lung, secondary bronchi, 1 per lobe. And then it's just like there's a whole sequence of branches that like increase the numbers of tubes tremendously. So you go from secondary bronchi to tertiary bronchi, and there's countless numbers of those. And then they branch into like quaternary bronchi, and that happens like 12 to 15 more times. So we have many generations of branches until we get close to the end. So this is like tremendously enlarged. This is a bronchiole, and it's just a regular old bronchiole. Bronchioles do have some cartilage on them, so you can see pictured here like little cartilaginous plates. But when a bronchiole branches, it eventually branches into a tubule that doesn't have any cartilage. That's called the terminal bronchiole. Okay, and then the terminal bronchiole is going to branch, and I have to admit it's not very clearly shown here because it's hidden by this this little piece of blood vessel. But there's going to be a respiratory bronchiole that's going to lead to the alveolar sac. And respiratory bronchioles are identifiable because they have alveoli that stick off their walls. Okay, so the rule of thumb is if you can see like a little epithelial bubble sticking off the tube, it's respiratory bronchiole. And then that's going to lead to the alveolar sac, which is a whole bunch of alveoli, kind of like a clump of grapes. Each alveolus would represent the grape in the clump. Okay, the big tube on the inside of the sac is the alveolar duct, which is right here. That's like a continuation of the respiratory bronchiole. And of course,
and that's just one in each sac. So it'd be like one here, one here.
Every alveolar sac is going to have an alveolar duct on the inside. Okay. And so the whole objective when you inhale air is to have it come down through the upper respiratory passageways, through the respiratory tree, down through the lumen of the bronchioles, terminal bronchioles, respiratory bronchioles, alveolar duct. We want that air to get in the alveoli so that we can get the oxygen from the air diffusing across the respiratory membrane into the blood and CO2 the other way.
Is that how you get bronchitis? Like if you breathe in
bronchitis is inflammation of the bronchi.
Right. Okay. Is that it?
Cut.